Hello, everybody. Welcome to Scotty B Show. Hope everybody's doing good tonight. Oh, I am having some technical difficulties here, I guess. Okay, well, sorry about that. I had a little technical difficulty trying to figure that out and stuff. Anyway, so just trying to make sure everything is working here. So, as the title says, it's talking about different things, different countries, what goes on compared to the United States. Um, a story came up today that I saw here in the United States, and kind of was thinking about it. The story was somebody ordered pizza, and the delivery guy delivered the pizza. And when he got there was a note on the door stating that, sorry, we don't have enough money for a tip. Please take a piece of pizza for the tip. Um, it said that it went crazy on Twitter, which Twitter goes crazy over everything anyway. So some people were mad about it. Some thought it was okay. Just kind of trying to get people's thoughts, what you think as far as um, so anyway, sorry about that. But so just trying to get your thoughts on that because I haven't been out of the United States. I haven't been anywhere else. Um, so just trying to see what you guys have as far as thought wise, how it goes as tipping wise and stuff in different countries. So like I said, I've never experienced it. I know there's a lot of live streams going on tonight or stuff. I guess I should say first of all, give my thoughts and prayers to those in the Philippines. I heard they had a 6.5 earthquake. Plus, they've been getting hammered with a lot of rain over there, a lot of flooding going on. So, thoughts and prayers are with you guys in the Philippines that are in those areas. Stay safe. Just remember your life is worth a lot more than anything else. So, um, yeah, I can't be doing this. So, anyway, I have a page I wanted to share. So this page I found here is through the Travel Channel. Kind of talks about tips in different countries, the United States. Starting with the United States, they say here in the States it's normally 15 to 20% tipping. But what services should you tip for? Also, I mean, you've got waiters and waitresses, housekeepers, delivery guys. But do you tip? How about delivery guys that bring? If you ordered furniture, you got furniture getting delivered. Do you tip those guys? So there's a lot of different things that you could look at as far as who do you tip. Sorry, guys. But so do you tip those guys? Do you tip other delivery guys? DJ Kath, thank you for coming in early, saying you're here. I know you're doing a live stream. Thank you for stopping by. Ray's Ria's work fun. How are you tonight? Watching from the Philippines. I hope you're safe over there. You weren't in the earthquake. But I don't know if you've been out of the country or how it is in the Philippines, to be honest with you. I haven't never been there yet. But as I was talking about tipping people, just to start with, I mean, there's other things you can kind of compare to with the United States because we are a different country when it comes to a lot of things. So, starting with the United States, 15 to 20% tip. That's normally what everybody looks at over here. But also, down here it says, starting with the U.S., unless the service charge has been added up, tip 15 to 20% of the total bill before tax at restaurants. Bear in mind that waiters earn as little as $2.13 an hour before tips in many states. If there's a coat check, leave $1 to $2 tip unless there's a fixed price. I've never been to a place with a coat check, so I guess I'm on the poor man's list. Leave the $1 to $2 at a drink for a drink at a bar. Yeah, usually depends on what drink I ordered. I usually just either give them the change or give them a dollar tip. Unless you order food. In that case, leave the 15 to 20. There's no obligations to leave anything in the tip jars that are commonly found at coffee shops, takeout spots. But $1 will suffice for food service. But a lot of them that just have the, you could throw $1 in there. If you don't have $1, you can just throw the change in there that you get back from the coffee shops and stuff like that. And I am trying to get my thing up here because I lost contact with myself here. We'll do it that way. So anyway, United States 15 to 20%. Now they're talking Canada. Canada is pretty much as close as you can be. Does the same thing in Canada, 15 to 20% tip. Generally follows the same guidelines as the U.S. Restaurants, 15 to 20% tip. Exceptions would include counter service, since tip jars are not as common over there in Canada as they are here in the States. So that's not really anything different there with Canada. We go to Mexico, it's pretty much the same thing. They're at our south border. Canada's at our north border. 10 to 15% in restaurants in Canada. So I haven't even been to Canada or Mexico. So anybody that's down there or has been down there, kind of let me know what you think. But they're saying here 10 to 15% in restaurants and bars. So bars is kind of weird because, like I said, here in the States, you get a drink, you just throw them $1. It's been a while since I've been in a bar because I don't drink anymore. So United Kingdom, they're saying 10 to 15%. Restaurants, especially in cities, often add a service charge. If not, tip 10 to 15%. Tipping isn't expected at pubs or fast food places, in the United Kingdom, I guess. So that is a little different there, because they must pay them full amount wages or something. Here in the States, our waiters, even a lot of our bartenders and waitresses in the bars, they don't make a lot of money. They don't get paid very well. And so they live off their tips. So if you go to a bar to get a drink, you go to a restaurant to eat, get a drink, you always want to leave a good tip because that's what they do live on here in the States. I can know that for a fact. So over in France, they're saying 15%. Restaurants, cafes, bars typically add a service charge or service comprise, I don't know how to pronounce that, to the bill. If not, it's customary to leave up to a 15% for good service. So I was reading this earlier, and it looks like hey, Shaggy Girl, thank you for stopping by. I was reading some of this earlier, and I see, what was I? Comprised to the bill. Yeah, there's service charges over in different countries that I don't know anything about that. So So that's new to me as far as service charge goes. I don't know what that's for, if that's just something that it's a tip included or something. So if anybody knows about that, let me know, because I don't know. I haven't been there. So Italy, 0%. So they say some restaurants include a cover charge known as, again, for me to pronounce this, I would just tear it apart. So there's a cover charge and a service charge. However, the cover charge, or the Lazio region, which includes Rome, has banned the cover charge. It's worth noting that additional tipping isn't expected. Whether or not those charges appear on a bill, aside from rounding up the bill, it's also not expected at bars unless you ordered table service. In those instances, round up the bill as well. So thank you, Shaky Girl. Appreciate the share. God bless you. So that's interesting. It's worth noting that additional tipping isn't expected over here in Italy. So whether or not those charges appear, so you could get service charges. So that's why I guess you don't have to tip. I'm guessing that's what the service charge is doing for the tipping. So next country is Spain. Spain, tipping generally isn't required or expected. If the service at the higher end restaurant was good, leave a 10% tip. You can simply round up the bill everywhere else. So that's interesting. Generally isn't required or expected. So generally means could mean a lot of things, but usually something like that probably generally is 6 to 7 people out of 10 don't leave a tip. That doesn't mean it's right or wrong. If you get great service, I don't see a problem with leaving a tip, just as long as I know I've read that there's a couple countries that you don't leave a tip at all, so they don't like for you to leave a tip. But if you're in a country where you can leave a tip, I would always leave a tip myself if I got good service. I have no problem with that at all. So Croatia, tipping generally isn't required or expected in Croatia either. Round up the bill at casual spots, and tip 10 to 15% at nicer establishments. So again, they say generally isn't required. With like I covered last one, 7 out of 10 people don't tip. But if you're a local guy, you're probably not tipping very often. But if you're coming in from another country to visit, and if I got good service, yeah, I'm going to leave a tip then, knowing that it's okay. So it's interesting to learn this stuff from other countries. Scandinavia. So Scandinavia, which includes Norway, Sweden, Denmark, Finland, and Iceland, a service charge is typically added at restaurants and bars. So there's no need to tip more. However, it's common practice to round up the bill. It's also customary to tip 10% at upscale restaurants. So they have a service charge, and it's typically added at the restaurants and bars, so there's no need to tip more. But however, yeah, there's the however, it's common practice to round up the bill. And it's also customary to tip 10% at upscale restaurants. So that's something, yeah, you go to visit that country, it might be something you might want to learn, because if you do, a lot of people, when you go to another country for vacation or whatever the case may be, and you're going over there for a week or 2 weeks, you're going to spend a little bit more money and eat at a nicer place to try out some different foods that you normally wouldn't eat in the United States or whatever country you're from. So if you're eating at an upscale restaurant, you're going to want to know that, yeah, even though you're getting a service charge, you might want to leave a little bit of a tip or something like that, just so you don't get looked at funny, I guess. So then they're talking Turkey tipping is expected in major cities and tourist areas. It's customary to tip 10% unless the service charge is already included. have Turkey's lira on hand, and since unlike other countries, you can't add the tip on a credit card, round up the bill at bars. So yeah, that's touching on a few things that are really, um, I mean, I think is the correct way to go about it. As far as tipping wise, they're talking 10% unless there's a service charge is already included. Try to pay with their whatever money that they have. Like they're in Turkey, it's lira. So also, I never tip with a credit card. If I pay for my food with a credit card or debit card, I always pay cash for the tip. Because a lot of times, well, at least here in the States, I've heard a lot of times, waiter, waitresses, whatever, if you pay with a credit debit card, a percentage of that tip is taken towards the payment of the use of the credit card that they charge and stuff like that. So they don't get the full tip. So it's always good to leave a cash tip. Another thing, best thing to do, and I've read this too, is that try to hand the money to your waiter or waitress. Don't leave it on the table. Don't give it to whoever you're paying. Try to catch your waiter or waitress before you go up to pay, and just say, hey, I'm going to be paying. Here's your tip. And they'll appreciate that a lot more because then they know they got it and there's no thought to it. So in Russia, service charges aren't usually added, so tip 10%. Only tip in bars if you receive table service. So that's kind of interesting. Service charges aren't usually added, so tip 10%. So they only accept the 10%. They only want you to tip 10% over there. And tip in bars if you receive table service. So I guess if you go up and get your own drink, you don't leave a tip for the bartender. See, stuff like that is like if I get a bottle of beer, it ain't a big deal. They're just grabbing me a bottle of beer out of the cooler. But if I got them making me a mixed drink or something like that, or some of the ladies get some of the fancy mixed drinks because you're there on vacation, and then you want to tip a little bit more, But yeah, Russia 10%. That's interesting. Hello, Ira Jacob. Nice to see you live again too. Okay, Middle East 10 to 15%. So Middle East culturally, tipping is expected throughout the region. Tip amounts vary from country to country and should be given discreetly. So in Israel, if a service charge is added, simply round up the bill. If it's not, tip 10 to 15%. United Arab Emirates. This includes Dubai and Abu Dhabi. Yeah, I knew I threw that away. A 10% service charge is often added along with a 6% tourism tax. It's not uncommon to tip 10 to 15% on top of this for good service. If these charges aren't added, tip 10 to 15%. So that's interesting. With a 6% tourism tax. 10% service charge with a 6% tourism tax. So yeah, I mean, no reason to leave a tip if they're nailing you with all that. Egypt, a 10% service charge is often included in the bill, but it's common to add or an additional 10% since the service charge goes only to the restaurant, not the wait staff. So that's good to know on that, Robert N., you're late. Yep, you're late. Do 20 push-ups. Okay, next is Morocco. Morocco, they're saying 10%. So tip 10%. Unless the service charge is already added, round up the bill at bars. So yeah, there's that service charge again. So tip 10%, and then unless you have a service charge is already added, then you round up the bill at the bars. So at the bars, you just round up the bill. You don't 10% it out or anything like that. Hello, Judy Fisher. Thank you for stopping in. I'm looking for people who've been to different countries. Maybe you can come up on the panel and talk about the tipping and stuff, how it is in different countries and stuff. I can only read from the internet, and sometimes the internet lies. So South Africa, unless there's a service charge, tip 10 to 15%, round up the bill at bars. So yeah, any restaurants and stuff, they want you to tip 10 to 15% at the bars. If you buy a beer for $10.90, you give them 10-cent tip. So like I said again, when you go to a bar, I don't care what country it is. For me, if I get a bottle of beer, I'll give them the change. If I'm getting them, if I'm making them make me a mixed drink or something, then I'll give them a dollar or two tip, depends on how much the mixed drink is and stuff too. If they're just grabbing a beer out of the cooler for me, I ain't worried about the tip. Uh, Sorry, guys. All right, India, 10%. So tipping culture in India is complicated, with as many exceptions as rules. While tipping isn't required, some service providers in large cities and touristy areas may expect them. Keep in mind that amounts are discretionary. Tip 10% at restaurants and bars unless a service charge is added. If somebody was trying to come up on StreamYard, be patient with me right now because I'm doing a page share, so I can't see the StreamYard since I'm on this page. So, like I said, when I get done, if somebody wants to come up and talk about their country that they live in, or if they've been to other countries, please come up. So, okay, so back with India. Tipping culture in India is complicated as many exceptions and rules. While tipping isn't required, some service providers in large cities, touristy areas may expect them. Keep in mind that amounts are discretionary. Tip 10% at restaurants and bars unless service charge is added. So that's another one of those tourist things. And that's what I mean. When you're going to another country from wherever you live, whether you're going there just for a week or a couple of days or a couple of weeks, if you might be going back to that bar, make sure you tip. That's just my opinion. China at 0%. China and Hong Kong. So tipping has long been considered a rude practice in China. Although that mindset is slowly changing, generally tips aren't expected at local spots, but service charges have become more common in tourist areas. Hong Kong is the exception, where tipping is a more common practice. Some upscale businesses may include a 10 to 15% service charge, otherwise don't tip in China. Many Hong Kong restaurants add a 10 to 15% service charge, in which case you only need to round up the bill. Bartenders don't expect tips. So so they put it right on the bill. But the thing about that is then who gets the money? It's not the waiter or waitress, right? It goes right to the restaurant or bar, whatever the case may be. So Judy says, I live at the shore, which is a huge vacation area in the summer. I waitressed for 12 years and found, for the most part, that people were very generous because they splurged while on vacation. Yeah, you're absolutely right. That was one of the other questions I had. When you go on vacation, do you tip more? Do you tip bigger than what you normally tip when you're at home? Because a lot of people, when they're home, you're so used to going to the same places all the time or whatever, you kind of get used to seeing the same people. It's kind of different. And Judy Fisher says, having worked for mostly tips, I'm a good tipper, 20%. If I have an exceptional server, I will give more. Yeah, I'm the same way. I don't know about 20%. I usually just kind of go by the feel of the bill. If the bill's, $10, $15, I might throw a $5 bill out there or something. So Singapore, generally there is no tipping throughout Southeast Asia, but it's not an uncommon practice at upscale or Western hotels and restaurants. However, there are some exceptions in the region. Tipping in Singapore isn't necessarily expected, but it's become more common as a result of a sizable expat community and international visitors. Restaurants often add a 10% service charge, and additional tipping is optional. So, Ira Jacob, is that where you worked, Singapore? Did you get tips, or did the place you worked for get tips and not give them to you? I guess that's what I don't like about that stuff like that is I don't care what country it is. Are they going to give you the tip that's why I don't pay. That's why I don't do tips with credit cards or debit cards, because then you write it on the bill. Are they going to get that full tip or not? Most of the time, not most of the time, but probably sometimes they're not gonna. When I hand them cash for a tip, then they're good to go. So here's the Philippines, you guys. Philippines says 10%. Tipping has become a more acceptable practice, particularly in the tourism industry. Many restaurants and bars include a 10% service charge. If not, tip about 10%, round up the bill at bars. Darren Daxon, thank you, sir, for stopping in. Hello from Toronto, Canada. We already did Canada. They said tipping in Canada is the same in the United States, 15 to 20%. What do you think of that, Darren? As soon as I get done here, I'll let if you want to come up. Judy Fisher, if I have a bad server, I will still give a decent tip, 15%. They still need to live off their tips, no matter how bad they are at their job. Yeah, I do too. Just as long as my food is good, I'm happy. Because usually, like in a restaurant, if you're tipping, they usually have to split that with the cooks, I think, in the back of the back. Is that what they call it, the back, where the cooks are and stuff, Judy? I don't know if you ever worked at a restaurant, Judy, or not, but from what I understand, the waitresses have to, I think, put their money together and they split it with the cooks in the back. So if the food is good, everything's good. So so the Philippines says it's become more acceptable there. 10% service charge. Many restaurants and bars include a 10% service charge. If not, tip about 10%. Round up the bill at the bars. Thailand. So upscale eateries typically add a 10% service charge. If not, tip 10%. Round up the bill at more modest spots. So that's not bad. 10% is all they're looking for. I mean, you go into a Thailand bar, restaurant, and spend about $150 like Robert does every day when he's living there. And, 10% of that is what, $15? When you're rich like Robert, you do stuff like that. So Darren says waiters get paid less than minimum, and yes, they do share with other staff. Yeah, same here in the United States, Darren. They get about just over $2 an hour or something like that. It's kind of crazy. And Judy Fisher says, yes, I waitress for 12 years. Each server had to give $10 every night towards the kitchen fund. Yeah, I think that's cool. I mean, I think the cooks are back there in that hot-ass kitchen in the summertime. My God. No, thank you. So in Japan, similar to China, Japan maintains a no tipping culture to the extent where giving a tip can be considered rude. At restaurants, it's not unheard of for waiters to run after customers in order to return the tip. Wow, is that crazy? In the rare cases when you feel you must tip, leave the money in an envelope. Isn't that something? That's in Japan. No tips. Considered rude. Wow. They'll chase you down the street to give it back to you. Judy Fisher says, then we also had to give 20% of our tips to the bus girls. Oh, yeah, I forgot about the bus girls. Yeah. I was a dishwasher. I never got any money. I just had clean hands when I got done working. Okay, in Australia, 0 to 10%. Tipping isn't expected at most establishments or bars. Leave 10% at high-end restaurants. So that's interesting. If any of our Australian friends are out there, it's not expected at most establishments or bars. So it must be, and I'm going to say this because as a tourist, you're going to go into these countries and you can't go by this because this is more for locals. Sometimes, because as tourists, you're going to probably tip. Now, Japan, you might get chased down the street, so don't leave a tip because I'm sure they'll run faster than you will. Judy Fisher says, oh, yeah, I forgot, and a few dollars a night for the dishwasher. Really? I never got anything from when I was a kid working as a dishwasher. I never got a dime from any of the waiters. Nobody loved me. So Australia is 0 to 10%. Tipping, I'm sorry, Brazil 10%. Computer's a little slow on me today. I got too many pages lined up. Brazil, a 10% service charge is commonly added at restaurants. If not, tip 10%. So 10% across the board, Brazil. That's a nice tip. Hey, King, thanks for stopping in, buddy. Really appreciate it. I'm going to be done here in just a second if anybody wants to come up and talk about, because like I said, I've never been to another country. Darren, I know you're in Canada and stuff, so it's pretty similar to in the United States, but Caribbean 10 to 15%. So it's customary to tip 10 to 15% at restaurants and bars. In conclusion, an overall rule of thumb for tipping around the world is that when in doubt, tip 10% in countries that have tipping practices. In countries that don't, such as Japan, consider giving a small, thoughtful gift for service that went above and beyond. And King, over in Korea, didn't you say there's no tipping in South Korea there? So Darren's asking King if he's full yet. Judy Fisher says, I have an OFW friend in Hong Kong, and she said it insults the wait staff to give a tip. That's something. Hi, Darren, not yet. So that's what I got on this anyway. It looks like I think that's the last one. No tipping in Korea. Right. Yeah, that's what I thought you said. Yeah, and on here they're saying like in the Philippines that they are starting to get used to it. They're allowing tips. Oh, what'd I do now? Hit the wrong thing. So yeah, I mean they were saying in Philippines they're starting to allow it a little bit more. I guess it's getting to be more acceptable to tip 10% and stuff. Excuse me. Let me see if I can drop this here. So if anybody wants to come up, there's a StreamYard link right there. I just shot it on there. Because I've never been to another country, so I have no idea how that is. All I know is the United States. We've always been 15 to 20%, usually 20 to 25%. Depends on what you buy, what you drink, all that good stuff. So the different country stuff. It's interesting, like Japan. I think I kind of understand China, but Japan not to allow tips. I guess is it more of an Asian culture that because they said the Philippines is kind of a little bit more understanding with the tips now also, but Korea, like King says, no tipping in South Korea. So is it Robert? You live in Thailand part of the year. What's your thoughts over there in Thailand as far as tipping and stuff? So I mean, most of the places it sounds like is like 10%. Whereas the United States, everybody's greedy and they want 15 to 20%. So, like I said, it's new to me because I haven't been over there. But reading up on it just is it just an Asian culture? Is it you know is it I didn't see South America on that list that I just did and stuff neither, so I'm not sure about the Colombia and stuff as far as tipping goes and stuff like that. So if anybody's been down there, it was just like I said. I know some of you weren't here at the beginning. What brought this on to me was there was a story in the news today. A pizza delivery guy. Somebody ordered pizza. He delivered the pizza to the house. When he got to the house, there was a note on the door that said, "Sorry, we don't have enough money for a tip. Please take a piece of pizza." And I guess Twitter lit up. You know how it is on Twitter. I guess it lit up about it. Some were for it, some were against it. What's your feeling? I mean, these people were saying they didn't have enough money for a tip, but they ordered the pizza for delivery instead of going to pick it up themselves. Should they went and got it themselves, or did they do the right thing by saying, "Please take a piece of pizza for the tip"? Uh, you know, uh, well, Darren says I like to make the server's day. If it's good service and it says 500 peso tip, why not? It's only $10 USD. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Judy Fisher, at the place I worked, if we had a party of 9 or more, we were allowed to add a 15% gratuity to the bill. A party of 9 or more had to be seated at 2 tables, so that's why we could add the gratuity. Okay. Yeah, I've heard of that too. When you like, if a waitress is stuck with a big crowd that that's going to take up her whole time, then that's understandable because she can't get to the other table. She's going to lose, or she's going to have to give up, I think, a table or two. Judy, isn't that right? Because you had those 2 big tables, and usually when you get a big crowd like that, they're usually pretty good, but they can also be awful demanding and want you there 24/7 at their tables, because especially if it's a mixture of adults and kids. Then you got 2 different things going on at the tables. I know that can be kind of crazy too. So yeah. So Darren said if it says 500 peso tip, why not? Well, why not? Why not? It depends on the bill. I mean, what if you go in there and you buy food? You buy $5 worth of food. Are you going to leave 500 peso tip? So Darren says pizza delivery is so expensive, it's 300% more than picking it up. Maybe some don't have a car. If I can't afford to tip, I wouldn't eat out. Yeah, yeah, and I don't know what the situation was on that. It didn't really say any more than that. Kind of hard to fathom that somebody, just grab a piece of pizza for your tip, because the guy really doesn't want any pizza. As a pizza delivery guy, you're pretty much full of pizza. So, and plus, you use here in the States anyway, you're using your own car, you're using your own gas most of the time. Um, I think there's a couple companies. Is Domino's now? I don't know if you're still using your personal car, if Domino's has cars. But I see Domino's commercial now. They're trying out, what is that? They're trying out some sort of little car that delivers the pizzas for them. I can't think of what it's called, if it's a little electric car or something like that, but it's just a small thing. They put the hot pizzas in there and it takes it to the delivery address they punch in there, I guess. So I don't like it. It's like using drones for delivery. I don't like it. Computers can do some good things, but stuff like that, I thought delivery people, because, if anybody's ever delivered pizzas or delivered packages or delivered furniture or anything, that's the company's customer service guy right there, the delivery guy. That's the company's customer service guy. And now you're going to put a computer out there doing that, and I just don't agree with that. You want a human out there talking to people and saying, "Hey, come back to our company and see us after if you like the pizza or whatever you deliver to them, come back and see us." Computer's not going to do that. Judy Fisher, yep, and you had to feel them out. Did you want to add gratuity and usually only get a 15% tip, or take your chances and not add the gratuity and hope they'd give you more than 15%? Yeah, large groups, and if it's all adults, if it's a bunch of guys that have been out drinking, and then they come to eat, and if they're drunk, you don't know what you're going to get out of them. Sometimes you can get a lot of money out of them, but it depends on how they act. You might have to put up with a lot of crap the whole time they're there. Darren Dobson says, I have gone for coffee. If I am taking up a table for an hour, the waiter would get at least $5 tip. If we ordered food, so I tip $5, even if the coffee was $4. Yeah, I understand that. Yeah, if you're taking up a whole table by yourself, instead of, yeah, that's understandable, because there's a lot of people that go in there and sit just for a cup of coffee and sit there for hours and don't even leave $1 tip. Well, I just drank a coffee. I'm not leaving you a tip. That's, the guy lost money because he's got a table that's not being used other than for you. So that I absolutely understand. Where was that? Something was happening like that someplace. But yeah, and the other thing is tip with cash. I tip with cash and try to hand it to your waiter or waitress. Don't tip with a debit credit card, put it on the bill, because then, if Judy, maybe you know better. If I remembered right, we would lose some of our tips, some percentage of our tip if they paid with a debit credit card, because they would take it out of our tips for, when they ran the credit card thing and they charged people for that, we would lose a percentage of our tip, if I remembered right. And not only that, putting it on the bill like that, you never know if the waiter or waitress is getting their full amount or even getting it. So I'm just more comfortable trying to catch the waiter. If I'm done ordering, even if I'm eating and the waiter's coming by the table, try to catch him, hand him the money, say, thanks for the good service tonight, and here you go. And that way he's got his tip in his hand. I know he got his tip. Yeah, Judy Fisher, that's very true. Drunk people could go either way, either give you a huge tip or are too drunk to know what they're doing. It's a crapshoot. Yeah, it is. We never got charged for the credit card tip. Oh, you did? Okay. I can't remember. I couldn't remember. Seemed like the waitresses lost a percentage if somebody put it on the credit card. Maybe that was years ago or something. But still, giving a tip with a credit card, I'll pay for the food with the credit card, but I'll leave cash for a tip. And like I said, try to hand it in the waiter or waitress's hand, and they got it. You don't have to worry about leaving it on the table. Oh, some places do charge. Okay, yeah, because my ex-wife was a general manager at a Big Boy restaurant, so it seemed like to me they did something like that. And their waitresses, lucky if they made $2 an hour, I think. It seemed like to me this was 15 years ago. So, but it seemed like to me they were making $1.85 an hour or something like that. I don't know. It wasn't much. I know that. So they really lived hard on tips. So a lot of people don't understand that, and they think it's funny to go in there and eat and just leave and stuff like that. I don't agree with it, but it is what it is. But if anybody wants to come up and talk about anything, doesn't have to be about tips, just interested about the differences, different countries, How do you do your laundry if you're in a different country? Is there laundromats like there here in the United States? I've heard all about the taxis, motorbikes, stuff like that. But, just little things like you're going to be gone over there 3-4 weeks. Do you got to send your laundry out all the time? Or is there a way for you to do your own laundry? Do you wash by hand? It depends on what country you're in and stuff. So that's something to think about too. So some places do that though. So some places do charge for credit card. Tipping is such and that's the other thing. Who do you tip? I know you tip waiters, waitresses, bartenders, waitresses, stuff like that. But okay, should you tip? Now, when you get a delivery from Amazon, if you're home, do you tip the guy? If you order furniture from a furniture store, do you tip the delivery guys from that? Or is that included in your price? Because maybe you had to pay for the delivery, or if it's a free delivery, do you tip that guy, or lady, whatever the case may be. So what services are there that you, other than restaurant and bars, what services do you also tip? You know what I'm saying? So Judy Fisher says, I worked at an open air restaurant, and again, it was at a vacation spot. We averaged around $300 a night in tips. Yeah. The biggest night I made $580. We did not serve alcohol. It was bring your own beer, wine or beer. Wow. Bring your own, huh? That's a good haul though, $300 a night, you know. If you work 4 or 5 nights, you're making over $1,000. But now we can say this quietly. Do you claim all your tips or do you claim a percentage of your tips? Because I know a lot of the girls at the restaurant there, you know, they would just claim a percentage of their tip, maybe 50% or something. I really didn't know for sure, but it seemed like to me maybe 50%. They went 50-50, what they claimed or what they didn't claim, because you had to pay taxes on whatever you claimed. So that's interesting thought too. Judy, did you claim all your tips all the time? IRS isn't listening, believe me, there ain't nobody here. Judy Fisher worked 6 nights and I definitely missed the money. Yeah. Yeah. That cash came in handy every night, didn't it? When I bartended, that was the nice thing about bartending. At the end of the night, you had like a small paycheck you got at the end of the night, all those tips you got. And I missed that when I quit, when I left bartending and stuff too. So yeah, I know what you mean about that. Because that's like, you know, well, especially for waitresses in restaurants or something, your hourly wage was so small that your tips were your paycheck. I mean, your hourly wage was almost like more of your tips than your tips were your paycheck. So, you know, and that was nice to have cash in hand every night you got done working. You had a pocket full of cash. And that was great. So Darren Dobson says, I always claim all my tips. Wink, wink. Yeah. We got you, Darren. What's your social security number? No, I'll be honest with you. When I bartended when I was a young man, I never claimed any of them. I never wrote any of them down. But when I bartended, I wasn't at a high class joint or anything. It was more bowling alley bartending and stuff. And I didn't have to share with the waitresses. I got my own tips from people coming up to the bar that I made mixed drinks for or daiquiris for and stuff like that. The waitresses out on the floor, they made more tips than I did for sure. But the nice thing was I made a decent amount of tips at the bar that, you get done working, you can go down to the local restaurant that's open 24 hours a day and get breakfast and go home and go to sleep. But it was always nice just to have that cash in hand, it really was. And when I quit doing that, because I did that for 7 years. And when I quit doing that, yeah, that was kind of interesting, waiting for a paycheck, not having that little cash in between the paychecks. Because like I said, like Judy, the waitresses, I mean, I don't know about over there, but here in Michigan, I mean, like I said, they make $2 an hour. So you work, waitresses usually work, 30 hours a week? So you're talking $60 minus taxes, so maybe $40 on your paycheck. Heck, you make, like Judy just said, she made $300 in one day. So your money came from the tips, not from your paycheck. Huh, yeah. All right, Darren. Gotcha. Wink, wink. Yeah. I don't know what you use up there in Canada, Darren. Judy Fisher, we had to fill out tip sheets every night, and we had to legally claim 8% of the total amount of the checks of all the tables we waited on. We could claim more, but at least 8%. Oh, okay. Is that how that worked? Because, see, like I said, bartender in a bar in a bowling alley, we didn't do any of that stuff, 8% is all you had to claim? Geez, I thought it was more than that. Maybe she was talking about my ex-wife. Maybe she was talking about they just claimed 50% of what they made, and they claimed 8% off of that 50% or something. I don't know, but well, that ain't bad if you only got to claim 8%. Like a $300 night would be about what, $28 or $26 somewhere in there. So that ain't bad. That's all you got to claim. So did you ever claim more than 8%, Judy? I know Darren would have claimed at least probably 75% because he's such a good guy. He would have been more than happy to give Canada more money than he made. Judy Fisher, that was over 9 years ago. Wow. Have you heard anything? Has it changed much? I don't know. Like I said, same with me. It's been about 13, 14 years ago, somewhere in there. So I don't know how that works anymore. I know I thought I heard that they changed, and it's probably for big bars or something that they change for bartenders claiming stuff, because I know they also changed, like, the drinking laws fell on the bartender more than it did on the bar now. That if somebody left the bar drunk, that the bartender could be legally charged or sued, whatever. Not the bar, but the bartender now. Judy Fisher say all my receipts totaled 5,000. I had to claim 8% of that 5,000. Oh, you don't claim your tips. You claim. We had to fill out tip sheets every night. Oh, you had to claim the total amount of your check of the food that you served. Holy crap! That's crazy. Why would you have to pay on how much food you served? That don't make any sense. Just doesn't make any sense at all. Huh. You'd think the restaurant would have to do that. So if you served $5,000 worth of food, you had to claim 8%. Wow. Wow. That's kind of crazy. See, that's what I mean. The little people always get stepped on. Yep, not the tips in my pocket. The total off all the receipts I served. Wow. Why would you have to claim? You're not the one making the money. The restaurant. That don't make any sense. Man, I mean, it's like you're paying the taxes for the restaurant. That's just nuts. Doesn't make any sense at all. But that's just, man. I don't know if that's in the United States, Judy. That was. Where'd you working? Because yeah, the United States just loves to tax the little guy as much as they possibly can. They tax the big guy, but the big guy can afford that tax. I just think it's not the right thing, but I don't know why they do that. New Jersey. Oh, geez. Yeah, New Jersey's taxes are really high too, aren't they? Yeah. Plus, you got all those toll roads over there. Oh, well. Now you're just rolling in dough, right? So anyway, anybody got anything else to say about tips or differences? And like I said, what happens when you go visit another country? You're there for a week or two, 3 weeks. Do you take enough laundry, or do you got to do laundry over there? What is, you just call somebody and have them come pick up your laundry in different countries? I know you can do that here too, but I've never, I've never done it. My clothes are not that important, I guess. But just kind of curious about just simple things like that, like simple things in the United States that we do over here. Like I've heard in the Philippines, you try to get stuff done over there, it can take forever to get done. Maybe with getting married, getting marriage licenses, or getting your driver's license over in the Philippines, stuff like that. And over here, you go to Secretary of State offices or whatever they're called here. Each state, that's the crazy thing about that too, is each state it's called something different here in the United States. In Michigan, it's called Secretary of State offices. In other states, it's called driver's license office or whatever. In Washington State, when I lived there, you had one place where you had to go to get your license plates. You had another place to go where you had to get your driver's license, and stuff like that. So it was kind of crazy. You get used to it whenever you live someplace, but still, you think they'd kind of make that all kind of same everywhere. But I mean, how is it when you're in another country? If you're just simple things like getting laundry done or getting or do you just go buy new clothes? I got a friend of mine says he just, instead of doing laundry, he just goes buys new clothes once in a while. Let's see. Darren Dobson says, big tip, get an OFW job in Canada. Visit my live stream. Good plug. I slipped in. Yeah, that's fine, Darren. That's fine. As you see, you're not getting that big of a plug off my streams. I always get about 5 or 6 people, and that's about it. But I just like doing it once in a while. But yeah, you're more than welcome, Darren. Drop your link if you want. I don't know. I can give you a jacket if you want to drop your link. I don't have a problem with that neither. Captain Billy Jack is in the house. How are you, sir? Good to see you. Billy Jack, we're talking about tips. How many tips you make today? Now, we're just talking kind of comparing tips in different countries, like if you go out to eat or if you go out to a bar and stuff. And what I found out reading up on the stuff is like Southeast Asia, a lot of places don't like to receive tips. Kingly Way is in South Korea, and he says you don't tip over there. Japan, they don't accept tips, and actually, they said in Japan it's rude to tip. If you leave a tip on the table, they'll chase you down the street and give it back to you. Maybe if you leave $1,000 sitting on the table, I don't think they'll chase you and give it back to you. They might forget about chasing you down the street. But it's kind of interesting because here in the States, everything's 15-20% tip. And most of the countries that I was reading up on is all about maybe 10%, either 10% or nothing. But they have service charges on their bills and stuff like that over there, which I don't know anything about. So I guess that's kind of like the tip. I don't know, but that would only go to the restaurant or bar. Yeah, leave $1,000 on the table and see if they chase you down the street. But if anybody wants to come up and talk about their experiences in different countries and stuff, more than welcome. There's up at the top of the stream, the page there is the link for the stream. Like I said, I didn't have a whole lot just about because I honestly haven't been out of the United States. So reading up on this stuff and talking to people, especially in the Philippines and Thailand, learning about that stuff, to me, it sounds crazy. Some of the things that are so different than the United States. I've never experienced it. And so until I do, it just sounds kind of crazy anyway. So Judy Fisher says, we don't have to pay a fee for delivery here. It's free. Delivery of what? Like pizza and stuff? Darren Dobson, I referred an OFW friend to you. Well, There you go, Darren. Are you renting out rooms up there, Darren, or what? Oh, pizza and Chinese food and such. They don't have. There's no delivery fee. Yeah, here in the States, there's usually, well, most of the places around that I live anyway, there's usually not a delivery fee because they'll only go so far from their store or restaurant, whatever the case may be. They might only go about maybe 10 miles out or something. Uh, so there's usually not a fee. So they always just expect those tips. But Billy Jack, I brought this up because a news story today. Um, Somebody had ordered a pizza, and a delivery guy got there with the pizza at the house, and there was a note stuck to the door, and it said, "Sorry, we don't have any money for a tip, but please take a piece of pizza." And so, of course, Twitter lit up on fire, whether it was good or bad. Is it a good thing that they said go ahead and take a piece of pizza, or is it a bad thing that they shouldn't even order the pizza? They should have went and got it themselves. What if they didn't have a car? They don't have the money for a tip, so I'm assuming they're not working or they don't have a car or something like that too. So it's kind of a strange thing to tell a delivery guy, go ahead and just grab a piece of pizza for your tip. I don't know if it's rude or not. Billy Jack says, "Got to be sure I've been to Canada once on vacation. Oh my gosh, 1977, long time ago. That's it for me. Yeah, see, I've never even been over to Canada. I grew up in Michigan. I've never been to Canada. Never crossed the bridge. And then when they started driving over the road, is when they started where you had to have your pass to get in through there and stuff. But we never delivered to Canada, so I could never go into Canada anyway. Our freight was all United States stuff, and it's illegal to like go into Canada from Detroit and then go through Canada and then go back out to New York. Like if you're cutting through Canada, you can't do that. At least not with what we hauled. So they wouldn't allow us to do that. So I had no reason to go to Canada. I mean, now Darren's there. I guess there's a reason. I don't know. Darren says, "Nice to see you, Cap, at Joe and Jim's." Robert N says, "Internet is terrible here." What do you mean internet is terrible where? At your house or my internet? Am I not coming in good? Are you at the game or are you at the boat? Oh, your internet. Well, maybe you should pay out some money, Robert. So yeah, I mean, anybody just coming in, the link is up there. If you want to come up on the panel, you're more than welcome to, talking about different things, but mainly talked about like differences between different countries, the United States. AF, how you doing, buddy? What's up, Scotty B? Came to drop by, like, brother. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. Absolutely. Robert N. Oh, I don't have my headset on. Hang on.
Hey, what's up?
I forget how to do this. Last time it shut right off. This time it don't shut off.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Not really sure how long I could stay, but just got the internet working.
Yeah, I don't know what I did wrong here, but for some reason I'm getting a playback.
Yeah,
so I got to turn it down when I'm on YouTube, right?
Yeah.
Mute YouTube, Robert. It ain't working.
Still getting feedback?
Oh, I know it was. Here we go. You there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, I got you. That's what I forgot. I got to take my headset off.
Hey, everyone.
So, you guys done playing yet, or you still playing?
Still playing bottom 8. So I don't know how long I could stay.
The Kingly Way. That says hello to AF. Halfwit, how are you, sir? Good to have you. Talking about tipping. You guys tip down there? I forget where you're at exactly. But I think down there where you're at, there's no tipping allowed in like restaurant bars or something. And AF wants to know if anybody's been watching these Olympic games. They have been good. I've seen a couple of the soccer games on TV the other day because I was bored. And they were pretty good games. I've never watched a soccer game all the way through. That's the first time I've ever watched one all the way through. It was pretty cool. Robert, you watching the Olympics or?
Nah. Nope, not watching the Olympics.
Did you say you guys are still playing or are you done?
Yeah, bottom 8, 2 outs.
You winning?
Yeah. Yep.
Wow, that's 2 in a row. You guys are trying to go for a record or what?
Nah. Just got to be ahead of Detroit.
Yeah. I don't think you're going to catch Detroit. But I don't know if they won tonight or not. They lost yesterday. First time after the All-Star game. So AF says, I caught some of the swimming last night at the 100 butterfly was good. Oh, really? Yeah, I like the swimming. I didn't see it, though. I must have been watching a movie on HBO or something. What'd you say, Robert?
I'm just looking at the score. Yeah, you guys are winning.
Huh?
You guys are winning 6-4.
Oh, good. Yeah, they beat us last night. I know that. That's okay. We had to lose one.
Yeah.
That was our first loss after the All-Star game. I think we won 5 or 6 in a row before that loss, so that's great.
Nice.
Now they're talking about trading and stuff. It's like, what the hell?
That's all right.
Swimming. Yeah, I can't catch the swimming. I didn't. What time was that swimming on, AF? Was that late, or some reason? Because I had soccer on mine. I know that for a while. It says New Zealand, no tip for anything, and 15% good service tax is always included on price for domestic purchases. Oh, really? 15%, huh? Wow.
Thailand is not really tipping.
You don't tip in Thailand either?
You can. I mean, some people usually round up and just give the extra change.
Right.
Just round it up, leave the extra change, and then. But a lot of restaurants are doing service fees.
So what's the service fee? Is when countries do that, is service fee? Is that you don't have to tip when they put that on there because is that kind of like the tip or what?
Not necessarily. We've asked a few of the wait staff at the restaurants when we were there in Thailand. They said, yeah, their service fee does not go to them. It goes to the restaurant. It's just another fee. That happened at some of the restaurants we were in. Some of the other restaurants, they were like, yeah, we get it.
Oh,
so
really?
Some get it, some don't. Yeah, you have to ask that specific way on if the service fee goes to the restaurant or if it goes to the server.
Huh. So if it doesn't go to the server, it's okay to tip or no?
Yeah. Yep. But I mean, and they posted it. They posted if there's a service fee on the menu. It's very small though.
Oh, they do. They tell you there's a service.
Yeah.
Do they tell you where it goes or do you have to ask?
You have to ask. Most people assume it goes to the wait staff, but there was at least half the places that I've asked, they said no, the service fee goes to the restaurant, so it's just another fee that the restaurant charges to make more money. And it's a little bit of trickery to make more money when people would assume that the service fee goes to the waiter, but it sometimes don't. You have to ask.
Right. So AF says it was about 1 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, I must have been watching a movie on HBO, or I was watching video or something. I can't remember. So I missed that. Sapine Calamut, is it in the house?
Hello, Sabine.
Hello, panel. Hello, chat. Sapine Calamut. Did you miss the Ira got the earthquake? Did you get any of the earthquake, Sapine? Thank you for sharing it out. Captain Billy Jack says, I ordered online pizza and wings from the local Aurelio's, but the order was messed up. I had to redo it. Did you have to call and have them redelivered or something? Or did you have to go back over there yourself, Billy Jack?
Hey, Scotty.
Yeah.
For some reason, I thought this was the stream started at 9 o'clock. I don't.
Did I? I thought I had 8
it up
o'clock.
at 8.
Yeah, I had it 8 o'clock.
You might have. I mean, I just think I assumed it was 9.
Well, I was going to do it. I think I was going to do it at 9, and
yeah,
I changed it to 8 because usually later on Friday and Saturday nights, all the karaoke singers come out on their live shows.
Oh, okay, I got you.
You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, I just wanted to come in and drop my 2 cents.
No, that's fine. That's fine. No, I understand that. I think we did. I think I did say. Well, I asked you about 8 or 9, and you said it didn't matter, so I picked.
Yeah.
Sabine said hello, Robert.
Yep, I said hello to Sabine.
Oh, okay.
How you doing? But I got to step away. The work's about to start, so.
Yeah, I know. The game's about done and over with.
Yeah. All right. I'll see
sell
everyone later.
Coffee.
Yep. Thanks, everyone.
All right. See ya. Thanks for coming up.
All right. Bye. All right. Thanks.
Yeah. If anybody else wants to come up, the link's at the StreamYard link is at the top there. Just kind of talking about differences between countries and the United States. Sapine, talking about tips for waiters and waitresses, stuff like that. They said in the Philippines, it's kind of common to tip 10% in the Philippines when you go out to eat or go to the bar. Sapine will come up on my panel because she's too high class for my panel. So standard tip is 15% here, and he knew me, so he let me know. Yeah, it's 15 to 20% in the United States. Except for like if you're sitting at the bar, if you're drinking, depends on, like for me, like I talked about earlier, if I'm just drinking bottled beer or something, I'll throw the guy $1 tip. For every time I order a beer, I'll give him $1 tip or something like that. But if I'm ordering mixed drinks or something fancy, like the girls usually order and stuff, then it'll be $2 to $3 tip for that because they got to blend it up and everything. So. Where's the Hapsters? I'm waiting for her no arrival. I don't know. Maybe she went to somebody else's live stream, Judy. I see there's about 2 or 3 other ones, or either live streams or premieres. So she don't like me no more, I guess. High class cheap Sapine. What? You don't tip? So Billy Jack, standard tip is 15%. And where are you? You're in the United States, right? Oh, she's working on a Saturday. My goodness. She should have told me. I wouldn't have started without her. What time does she get home? Should I keep going? She'll probably do a live stream and have everybody singing. So Spine says, tip here is not mandatory. It's your discretion to give or not. And how much, no specific amount here in the Philippines. Oh, yeah. That I've heard that, but if it's our discretion, especially being as a tourist, I don't know if you ever waited on tables at Pine, but being a tourist, I'm sure the waiter or waitresses are going to kind of expect a tip, especially if, at least that's what I've read anyway. And it's not a big deal to me. I mean, if I'm going over to the Philippines or Thailand or someplace for 2 or 3 weeks, then I'm going to expect to leave tips wherever I go to eat or drink, just because I know I am a tourist and I know they're going to expect it. But I would leave a tip anyway, but I probably leave a bigger tip just because I am a tourist and I know they kind of expect that. So, and it was saying that on that page too, is most people when they go to different countries as tourists for vacation or something, they leave a lot bigger tips than what they normally would leave at home, because they're looking at you that way. So, and especially let's say if you're going to stay in a certain area, I don't care where, if you go to London or if you go to Philippines, if you go to Thailand or Australia, wherever you're going to go, if you're going to be in that area for a week or two, if you might be coming back to that restaurant or bar, so you're going to want to leave a good tip at least the first time anyway, because you got to come back. That's just me. I don't want anybody spitting in my drink or my food. Let's see, Robert Ann, she did mention that somewhere. Okay, I don't who mentioned what. I don't know what you're talking about. Spine says, Bawa, Captain Jack. Judy Fisher, I'm not sure what time she gets home, but it's only 3 p.m. there right now. I thought she was 5 hours behind the East Coast, Judy. I thought she was 5 hours behind us, which would make it 4:18, 4 in the afternoon. Billy Jack's got to be show. Yes, for online orders, 15% walk-in is more. The order was screwed up. And some delivery guy, he knows my average tip is more. He let me know about it. All I am saying, yeah, he knows you. He lets you know ahead of time. That's cool. No, it's 6 o'clock there. No, I thought they were 4 hours difference, because California, the West Coast, California, Oregon, Washington State is 3 hours. So Hawaii, I think, is 4 or 5 hours behind us. I gotta look. See, now you got me looking. It's 8:18 in Chicago. Yeah, you're in Central Time Zone. Oh, okay. Yeah, I couldn't remember if you were in the States, Jack, or not. So I got to do this now. It's 6, I'm telling. Okay, Judy, I'm believing you because I trust you. You're a good person. But I'm going to do this anyway. What time is it in Hawaii?
The time in Hawaii is 3:19 p.m. on Saturday.
It says it's 3:19 p.m. on Saturday right now. You can't see it. So that means it's 6 hours difference. Okay. You're right. I thought you meant it was 6 p.m. Spime, I'm always wrong. I know it. Women are always telling me the right thing, and I never believe them. And in the end, yes, the women are right, and I am wrong. That is not 90%, but 100% of the time. See how I get out of that? I got to keep moving. 3:19 Hawaii. Yep, you're right. 9:19 New Jersey. It's 9:20 right here in West Virginia. Spime says, Cat Billy Jack. Spime, are you doing live tonight? Yeah, Judy, I know you women are always right. That's why I live alone. That way I can be right when I want to be right. You don't tell us what to do. We tell you what to do. Yes, I agree, Supreme. I absolutely agree. All you women are always can tell me what to do. But see, that's what I told Judy. That's why I live alone, because then I don't have that problem. I just wake up in the morning. It's just me. I look in the mirror, and it's just me telling me what to do. And plus, I'm always right. Until I come online on YouTube, and then I'm told I'm wrong. Cap, yeah, maybe you join my panel. Living alone is sad. No, it ain't sad. It's nice. Like I said, you wake up in the morning. You don't have to ask somebody what kind of breakfast you're going to have. You make your own breakfast. Well, as everybody knows, I can't even cook in a microwave without burning something. So, but, you make what you want to eat that day. Do your laundry when you don't want to do your laundry. And guess what? If you don't feel like making your bed, you don't make your bed, because there's nobody there nagging at you to make your damn bed. Something telling you what to do is challenging. No, it ain't a challenge. Spam Kalmut says, sit. Oh my gosh, you're sitting. Yes. Judy Fisher, I'm not a bossy wife at all. I don't believe in nagging. It makes for a very happy and pleasant married life. Yeah, there you go. See, it's nice. I like that. But, marriage is, or even living with somebody is a big deal, and it's a good deal. But it's also kind of nice when you live by yourself. And like I said, you don't have to ask, what are we having for dinner or anything like that, because I'm not a cook. So somebody asked me to cook. They moved in with me and needed me for us to survive. We better buy some peanut butter and jelly or bologna and cheese and bread. I can cook in the microwave, but not very good with that neither, as everybody saw my macaroni and cheese the other day. Maybe you can just rent a wife, Scotty, at least to make your mac. Hey, I made rice today in the microwave, and it came out just perfect. Perfect. Like I said, the timer on the microwave here at the motel I'm at right now does not shut off. So I just use my timer on my phone now, and everything's coming out pretty good. So the microwave cooking has gotten better. And I just can't, for some reason, I still can't get that smell out of this room. I leave the door open during the day, turn the fan on and in the bathroom and everything, and you still smell that burnt macaroni and cheese. It smells like, burnt popcorn, I guess. So, yeah, Billy Jack, if you haven't heard, I tried to cook macaroni and cheese the other day, had in the microwave, talking on the phone, and didn't notice how long it was in there. And next thing I know, it was smoking like a son of a gun. I mean, smoking. It burned up that cup that the macaroni and cheese was in. And whew. Febreze, yeah, I'm not spending money on anything for the motel. I'm hoping to be out of here by Monday or Tuesday. I called them today, and they didn't have time to look at it, so hopefully Monday they'll look at it. Because that's the only thing holding me up. I think it's just it's a computer glitch, and so I had to have it towed to the dealership. And the problem was the dealership said we can't get you in for 5 to 7 days. And if the mechanic that I had it at, he said he 99% sure it was just because when I bought it, it just came with the regular key. It didn't have a chip in the key, and so when I was driving, it just shut off. And so, just shutting off like that, it's kind of more of a computer glitch that because the key didn't have a chip in it. So all of a sudden it did not read the key was in the ignition, and it won't read it. And so I just have to order have them reset the computer and get a key with a chip on the end of it. One of those little black things on the end of your some of your keys have those, or a key fob or whatever. I guess I think it's on the end of the key. But this is a 2001. So anyway, I asked the guy. I said, "Well, how long does it take?" And he said, "About an hour to do it." Well, the problem is, dealership says they can't get me in for 5 to 7 days. So even though it's just an hour job, they won't they won't get me in until Monday or Tuesday. So hopefully they get me in Monday or Tuesday. So, but that's just the way it is. I mean, when you're on the road, you break down, and if it's not your home city or whatever, you're just kind of stuck. So I'm used to it. I've been driving over the road since 2005. So I'm used to it. I know what I got to put up with and stuff. Robert was going to come rescue me. I wasn't too far from his place, but I told him I'd just stay here. Too hot on his boat. It was like 90, I don't know, 102 degrees, 95 degrees every day I was over there. And his air conditioner wasn't working right. So I'm here in the motel, got an air conditioner, and I'm out of the rain. So it's a good thing. Just can't use the microwave too much. Anytime I use the microwave, I have to call the fire department and notify them ahead of time now. Billy Jack says, got to be Show. Been there and done that. Yeah, I got the used microwave safe dish. I melted a regular plastic bowl. That's bachelor's life. Yes, I've done that. I've done that too. I bought some bowls one time. Just thinking everything is microwave safe, and not everything is microwave safe. There's things that melt in the microwave, especially plastic lids. Spine says, see if you have someone, she can rescue you. She can rescue me from what? From the motel? Well, the problem with the motels is spending money. She can cook for me, but most women I know don't know how to cook neither anymore, especially over here in the States. So what good is that? Ira, she's over there in the Philippines. She can't cook. She can't cook for me. She's over there. I'm over here. So it's just a complication of everything. But I'm fine. I eat every day. Like I said, I cooked up some rice today. Had some ham and cheese sandwiches. Nothing better than sandwiches. Microwave is nice, but it's still nice if someone can cook for you. Yeah, absolutely. And when I'm on the road, I have a hot plate with 2 or 3 different size pans, and so I can cook right in my work truck and stuff all the time out there. Run off the generator and everything. And so I cook a lot of things, but I can cook, but I can't make things, I guess you should say. Like you get a directions where you add a cup of this or a cup of that or a cup of this. I can buy a box of stuff or a can of stuff. I can mix it together, but I'm not one to put in a tablespoon of this, a tablespoon of that. But, I can cook up something that, it's in a box or something. Because a lot of times you can buy cans of stuff or anything, and maybe it's for microwave, but I'll put it in a pan and cook it on the stove on the hot plate and stuff, and it's pretty good. But yeah, and I buy some little spice bottles, at Walmart. They come in the small sizes. It's not as good as home cooked, no, but does the job. So it works for me. I've been divorced for 14, 15 years, so I'm used to it now. And she didn't, even though she was a general manager of a restaurant, she never cooked much at home anyway. So Billy Jack says, I ran the road in the early 90s when I bought my own semi. I ran steel local in Chicago for years. Ended up with 5 semis, then sold the company. Fuel and tires cost got so high. Yeah, Jack. I've never owned semis. Biggest I've ever driven is 26-foot straight trucks. But I owned, I did a lot of expedite work, mostly automotive freight and stuff. And so I had I owned 4 ProMasters, the big tall white vans, last year. And so when the pandemic hit and the president decided to offer unemployment to even independent contractors, all my drivers left and went home and took unemployment. And so I had 4 van payments, $1,000 each van, plus insurance, plus keeping them up. And I did it for 6 months on my own until I ran out of money and couldn't afford it anymore. And so there went, and I applied for the PPP loans twice. They never gave me nothing. So I can't blame anybody but myself. I mean, just plain and simple. So it's hard to whine and cry about that. Supreme, you have 3 jokes. Can we hear your jokes? Billy Jack would like to hear your jokes. Probably the same 3 you had last time, isn't it? No, I'm out of Michigan, Jack. It's fine. Billy Jack's waiting for your jokes. I have 3 jokes, my own composition. Spine got me. Yes, wow, you like to hear guys. What are you talking about? You like to hear guys. Yes, Supreme, do tell. Come on, Supreme, where's these 3 jokes at? You got us all going now. You want to come up on the panel and say them? There's her jokes. Same ones as last time. I'll wait. I knew that was coming. So, Jack, are you still driving, or are you driving anything at all? Yeah, that's her 3 jokes every time she comes on, Jack. Joke, joke, joke. They're her original jokes. She wrote those all by herself and had no help. I got some more news jokes for you. I don't know what I did with them. I don't think Robert wants me to repeat any of them. No, I'm stock market and crypto. Oh, cool. Yeah, I did my best to get out of driving after that happened last year. I was so pissed off, and then when I did my taxes this year, Jack, IRS asked me 4 or 5 times, "Did you get the PPP loan because you lost money last year?" And I kept telling them no, and they said, "You should have got the PPP." I said, "I did not get the PPP loan. You can look it up. That's all you can do. You can look it up." I said, "I know I lost money last year. I know I should have got the loan, but nobody gave me the loan. Everybody kept saying I was not qualified." Jack says, "I mine crypto. That's why I don't YouTube." Huh? So you guys want to hear a couple news story jokes? Judy Fisher? I don't know if one of them is kind of, let's see here. Let's start with this Chinese social media WeChat. So they publish a list of activities and violations. Okay, and this is for WeChat in China. It is banning in a bid to clean up its live streaming services. WeChat Security Center described in detail more than 70 common violations. So some of these violations, now this is on WeChat live streams. I didn't know WeChat did live streams, but I guess they do now. So Jack says, I've been out of trucking for 10 years now, but I made good money. I can't cry. Yeah, back then it was good money. Believe me, Jack, I was started in 05, and we knew things were going to get slow last year before because GM and Ford quit making sedans. So we knew it was going to slow down for us. But then when the pandemic hit on top of that, it just wiped out a lot of us. So anyway, some of these violations on WeChat live streams in China. Nose picking. So they don't allow nose picking on WeChat live streams, okay? So if you ever go on there, don't pick your nose. They don't allow spanking. No spanking allowed on WeChat live streams. They don't allow putting underwear over your head while you're doing a live stream on WeChat. Okay, so don't put your underwear over your head if you're ever on a live stream on WeChat. Not allowed to be focusing the camera on your sensitive parts of the body, like your chest or your buttocks. So if you ever go on WeChat live stream, don't put the camera underneath your buttocks while you're sitting down because they don't want to see it. I know Supreme, I don't know if she's going to she might not be able to go on WeChat after all this I'm reading here. I pick my butt more than nose, Cap Jack says. Deliberately showing tattoos. You cannot deliberately show any tattoos on WeChat live stream. Okay. Using bed sheets and quilts as props. Well, I know a lot of people use bed sheets for props because they use it like their green screen behind them. If they can get a green sheet. Sprong TV, hi. How are you? Thanks for stopping in. Spine says we have so much democracy in YouTube. Oh, yeah. So also, you're not women broadcasting wearing only underwear or bikinis. So if you ever go on WeChat live stream, women broadcasting wearing only underwear or bikinis is not allowed. You must have full clothes on. Also, being wrapped in a bath towel. So you cannot be wrapped in a bath towel while you're doing a live stream on WeChat. Broadcasting from bar, nightclubs, and foot massage parlors. You cannot broadcast from any three of those. Any of those you cannot broadcast from. So that's just a few of those for the WeChat. So Supreme, I don't know. You're going to be able to go on WeChat? Let's see here. Oh, okay. So here's now, just in case anybody doesn't know, I just got to throw this out there real quick. I did make a new flavor of macaroni and cheese the other day, and it's called smoked macaroni and cheese. It's not very good though. We're still working on that. Just to let everybody know. So this is really disturbing from Paris, France. Okay. I'm going to ruin this name, but I'm going to try and say it. Laurent Viet's tasting menu may point to the future of feeding a booming world population. Supreme says, I don't know what she says. Over regulations. That's hilarious. Yes. China's got regulations. What's wrong with that? Okay, there is a prawn salad with yellow mealworms, mealworm, mealworms. Crunchy insects on a bed of vegetables and chocolate-coated grasshoppers. The European Food Safety Agency in January deemed the mealworm fit for human consumption, and in May approved its sale on the market. Vayet grows his own mealworms on site, feeding them porridge, oats, and vegetables. The mealworm may look like an unappetizing maggot. It is, in fact, the larva of the darkling beetle, rich in protein, fat, and fiber. The mealworm can be used whole in curries or salads, or grown to make flour for pasta, biscuits, or bread. So there you go, mealworms. Anybody really hungry? There you go. It ain't happening with me, I can guarantee you that. There's no way in hell I'm eating mealworms. So let's see, what else did I have here? I had this one, but I better not talk about that one there. Well, I can mention it, but so in Japan, they had emergency call for a drowning naked woman, only to find out it was a blow-up dhow. You know, it was floating down the river, I guess, and somebody had called it in as a drowning naked woman, but come to find out, it was just a blow-up. They call it a sex dhow. I don't know if I guess it's sex dhow, but I call it a blow-up dhow. They say it's a sex dhow or stuff. And so, yeah, that's kind of crazy there in Japan and stuff. Mealworms are maggots. Yeah, that's what they are. They're maggots, right? Judy, have you ever ate a mealworm? Come on, you guys have been out places, more places than I have been. Captain Billy, Jack, Judy Fisher. So are some YouTube, I know. Sapime, you've never had mealworms? Anybody raise your hand if you've had mealworms? Man, does that sound good right now? Pour a little chocolate on there. At least they had chocolate-covered grasshoppers too, and I've seen that. I've seen those on YouTube. Hey Jack, how are you doing, sir? Phantom guest, good morning. Jack, we're talking about mealworms. Have you ever ate any mealworms? They just proved them for human consumption in Paris, France. And there's already restaurants that are serving them up. Jack, I know you're a cook, so have you ever ate any mealworms, Jack? Or interested in trying them? Prime, you would love to try one? Okay. All right. I'm just waiting to see if the phantom guest. No one never will. You don't agree with it, then, Jack? I mean, this is Paris, France. I mean, we're talking fancy stuff here. Well, yeah. Yellow mealworms, crunchy insects on a bed of vegetables and chocolate-coated grasshoppers, Jack. Doesn't that sound great? Scotty B. Show, I have ate the minnow once on a bet. Well, the minnow, yeah, you can slide that right down, can't you, Jack? Have you ever had chocolate-covered grasshoppers, Phantom Guest? I know the French. And the guy grows them right on the property right there. He grows his own mealworms, which I guess ain't probably hard to do. And he feeds them porridge, oats, and vegetables. They say the mealworm may look like an unappetizing maggot, but it isn't. In fact, the larva of the darkling beetle, rich in protein, fat, and fiber. What do you think of that, Phantom Guest? Yeah, frog legs, I won't even touch those. So, Spine wants some mealworms. Okay. We'll order to go, Spine. You know, a few maggots. That's what Billy Jack says. He knows a few on YouTube. Hopefully he wasn't talking about me. Mama H is working tonight, I guess, Phantom guest, so I don't know what time she gets home. Judy didn't tell me what time she gets home yet. But it's only 3:45 over there in Hawaii. I can't believe you've never cooked that stuff, Phantom Gus. I thought for sure you'd be that high class in there. So over in Barbosa, Colombia, they built tiny hotels by the Aburra Valley Metropolitan Authority, provides places to rest and recover after a busy day pollinating. So they built these hotels. They're built out of wood with acrylic roofs to protect them from the rain. And these are built for bees, my fellow bees. The hexagonal structures are filled with a variety of bamboo canes that allow bees of all shapes and sizes to check in for a well-deserved rest at night. Isn't that nice? They watching over their bees down there. Well, I know if you make. Wow, look who we have here. Good old Spine. Yes. Yeah, she won't let me up on her panel when I go over there. She doesn't even ask me anymore. Billy Jack's asking, good or gold, Spine? Jack, or any of you are more than welcome to come up. It's up at the top of the page if you want to come up. I met her long ago. Yes, Spine. Maybe Captain Jack doesn't want to come up, Spine. He doesn't have to listen to you. You're not his girlfriend or his wife. Hey,
morning.
Jack. How are you, sir?
G'day. How you doing?
Well,
everyone in the
I was
chat.
doing better before I read about the maggots.
Yeah, well, nah, not interested in that sort of stuff, mate.
So what time is it down there where you're at, sir?
It's nearly 10 to midday here.
10 to midnight. So you guys are about
Nearly
2 hours
lunchtime.
ahead of us.
2 hours, and the rest is Sunday here.
Oh, it's Sunday night?
Sunday morning. Well, Sunday morning.
Well, it's 10
Well,
minutes.
I'm way ahead of you guys. I'm like 15, maybe 16 hours ahead of you guys.
Well, it's 10 minutes to 10 at night here. It's Saturday night.
Yeah, well, you're
Are you before midnight or noon?
before midday.
Okay.
Sunday. Hello, Supine. Nice to see you, darling. Yeah, I haven't seen you. Yeah, that's right, darling. I haven't seen you for a long time. That's correct.
I haven't seen her for a long
out.
time. Every time I
Back
go to her
the
channel,
towers.
she's in the shower.
No,
She is. She's got a picture of her shadow like behind a shower door.
Yeah, a lot of people come and go, mate.
So I was talking.
Is Judy Fisher still here?
I think so. Judy is still here.
That's correct, Sapine. Long time no see. Yeah, that's right.
So I was
You've
talking
vanished.
about.
You've vanished off the face of the earth, Sapine.
There's Judy.
Thanks for all those comments, Judy. Lovely, darling. I did reply to one of your comments. I don't think you saw it. I think it was one where I think we've got about 4 or 5 comments on that thread.
I try to get around here and there.
I actually uploaded I did a steak. Thanks, Judy. You're darling. I did a fillet steak last night. I haven't had steak for that long, so I was at my local butcher's. I got a really good butcher here, and I thought, I'll make a steak with red wine reduction and just some veggies. And no, it's doing all right. I'm actually quite surprised. I'm actually getting.
So did you video or no?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Did it come out yet already, or?
Yeah, I uploaded it. I could show you.
Oh, that's on your other channel. I'm trying to remember. I think
my
I have
food
that.
channel. My food channel. Yeah, I'm not really. My guitar channel is absolute rubbish. I'm averaging. I checked my analytics on my guitar channel yesterday, and I had 37 views in 2 days. I mean, that's quite ridiculous, really. I love a good steak with caramelized onion and mushrooms. Yeah, I hear you, Judy. But this steak, all you need is Jamie giving you a break now. You're trying to bust. Me and Shardy, we go back a long way, Captain Billy. He just, I don't know. I just kind of avoid it sometimes,
What's the name of your food channel, Jack?
Yeah, he has a bit of a drink, mate. Yeah, I'll show you. I have to open up another tab. I just changed it because I'm doing shorts.
Right.
I will do like. I have done a couple of longer videos like recipes and stuff, but
I know Mama H showed it last time, but I thought I connected to it, but I don't see it.
She played my whole playlist, but I'll just show you. I'll just share the screen. Just give me one tick. How do I do this? Go back. Share screen. Yeah, I don't know if you can see that.
Yeah, I think I have to add it. There we go.
So it's just a fillet steak with I did a red wine sauce which I reduced, which is a reduction, and all I've got some broccoli, some julienne carrots, and some what happened to the video? Why isn't it playing? And I had some potato left over, so I actually marinated the meat first off, like overnight. It's always better to marinate meat.
Right.
And but I went a bit overboard with the sauce there because I love the sauce. So
Thanks, Judy. She wants you to make them longer,
yeah,
Jack.
she wants. Yeah, Jack Guitars is a great friend of mine, my long lost friend. Well, darling, you disappeared off my. I gave you super chats, this, that, but you vanished.
Well, she's doing some great things now. She's doing a lot of charity work with kids and stuff on her channel.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, but Put your mac and cheese to shame. I don't put mine in the microwave, Judy. Yeah, I have got. I think I've got two videos that I did. From start to finish. Now I did get a request. I got a new subscriber who's actually a chef, and he's out of Germany, and he actually. That's okay, Supine, darling. No worries. Hope your sister's well too. He's out of Germany, and he came on my channel about a week ago, and he's actually requested me to make a German spatzel.
Ooh.
I don't know, Judy, if you know what that is. A spatzel is it's a kind of a pasta that you make up. You actually got to make it from scratch, just eggs and flour and water and salt and that, but you have to get it to a consistency where you actually sieve it into boiling water, so it comes out in little pieces. I think Judy might know it, and it's it's actually a German mac and cheese.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I think I've had German mac and
yeah.
cheese before.
I like to come and watch like 6 videos. Oh, you watched more than 6 videos yesterday. I think it was 16 you watched yesterday, Judy. Then one here, one there. That's okay. That's all right. I think it was 16 I counted. You watched. Yeah, so it's a bit of a messy job, and there's a special mandolin that you use to actually to separate the pasta. It's nearly like a batter, a kind of like a batter, and you sieve it into the boiling water, and it doesn't take long to cook. 16 videos you went through yesterday.
She does that with mine too. She'll let me know. She'll send me a message. I'm going to be watching your stuff.
Yeah, it's just and it's got, I think, 3 types of cheeses that you use. And also you deep fry the you cut up onion, slice some onion, and you kind of fry it until it becomes golden brown. Sometimes I see some people, they actually do it when it becomes a bit darker. So you do your spatzel, you put your cheese, you put a little bit of milk, a little bit of cream, mix it all up, seasoning, and you dish it up, and you put the actual fried onion on top, of it. So he's requested me to do that, and but like I said, I'd have to do it with a spatula to maybe cut the pasta. There's a way that you can do it like that, because I don't have that mandolin. It's a special mandolin where it actually you feed the batter through in it, and you just sieve it into the boiling water. It's a messy job.
Well, you love doing it though, don't you? You love doing it.
Well.
No.
Well, obviously food's a passion of mine, of course. So if I just home cooking is different than working in restaurants, of course. But if I make something here that I think people will like, I'll film it. I'll put it up.
So what is the name? What is the name of that channel, Jack?
I'll put it in the private chat for you.
Oh, did you? Okay.
I put it last time in the private chat. I'll put it in there now. Hang on. I don't like to promote my channels, as you know. I don't do self-promoting. Private chat here. I'll give you that steak one, and you can just follow it from there. There you go.
Okay, got it. Thanks.
It's in the private chat.
Yep, I got it.
Yeah, I don't really like promoting. I don't know
how this works. If I click on this,
Well, you
Had a
click on it
StreamYard
and
or
then
what?
just go to the. If you click on it, you just click subscribe because it's going to take you to the video.
Was it going to knock me out of StreamYard? No.
Open up another tab, and then right click on the link and copy the link, and then put it in the new tab. That's the best way to do it. Usually, when you click on a link, if you're on a computer, it should just take you to another tab anyway.
Yeah, it does. Let's see.
G'day
I
guys,
reckon-
welcome back to my channel.
I reckon.
Here's a steak.
I reckon Judy should
baked
some
potato,
do some cooking videos because she's Italian heritage. Her
I've
background.
got a wine reduction on
Well,
this.
Can you hear that,
I'm
Jack?
sure yeah, I can hear it. Yeah,
Beautiful.
I have a lot of favorites. I'm a real
Nice
foodie
and
and I love to cook, but I think one of the best I've made is
And I'll reduce
beef
the salt right now.
bourguignon. Yeah, that's
Anyway,
nice. The
guys,
beef
hope you
bourguignon.
like this beautiful steak. I'll see you guys later.
Yeah, just click the subscribe there over
Yep,
there.
I got you.
Scotty.
I got you. Yeah, I didn't know that there's Adrian Gibson.
My mushroom soup with all my ingredients.
Oh God! Look, yeah, but he did a video where he filmed it sideways. He forgot to flip his phone over.
How about that? Yum, yum.
That video is alright, but the one he did before that, he didn't flip for some reason. He didn't flip his phone over,
Huh.
and it was sideways. Good old beef bourguignon, eh, Judy? I might have to make you one, darling. Yeah, good old Julia Child, yeah. Yep. Sure is. Yep. Well, I'm, like I know you've got Italian background, and most of my when I worked, I was is with Mediterranean and Italian, so that's why I do a lot of pasta dishes and stuff like that. You see.
Now, did you go to a school to learn how to cook, or did you?
I did my full apprenticeship. I did 4 years. Apprenticeships here these days are kind of the thing of the past now because I think you can just do 1 or 2 years and you're qualified. But in Asia, if you go to say Japan or China or any of those countries, their apprenticeships are 10 to 15 years before you're qualified as a chef.
Is that right? Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, it's like an art for them.
You ever make lasagna soup? Judy wants to know.
Yeah, I actually replied to that. No, I haven't. I know Adrian Gibson went out to a restaurant one day and had lasagna soup. It was quite funny. We were staring at him about it because it was supposed to be a lasagna bolognese, but all he got was some lasagna sheets with tomato sauce. It looked like a soup.
I've
There was
never
no
had
meat.
lasagna soup. So. Food in the charity PayPal doesn't go through.
The PayPal's not working.
I gave up on PayPal. They take a percentage and everything like that too. So
No. If you send in PayPal, you don't send it as something you bought. You send it as a friend.
right, but still, they still take a percentage. They charge you for using PayPal. They don't charge you. They charge whoever you're sending the money to, from what I understand.
No. You see, that's the problem because you don't click on friend. You're clicking on it to purchase.
Oh,
If you
okay.
click on it as a purchase, then they take, I think, 5%.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Yeah, there's a checkbox you do.
That's, maybe
Yeah,
that
I'd like to see you, Judy, make a a food video. Well, Super Chat, they take 33%, the good old 33 number there.
Is it 33? Wow.
Yeah, I take 33% on Super Chats, and I've given too much. I've stopped giving Super Chats because just, I worked out how much I was giving and stuff, and I thought, wow, it's just too much,
Right.
I was giving more to the needy people, people that lived in provinces and stuff like that, and
Right.
some people that struggle. But I kind of stopped now these days. So
Yeah.
it's not worth giving super chats. I've seen some people give $200-$300 US, and I'm thinking, well, YouTube are going to take a good cut out of that. So
right. Well, and there's a friend of mine who knows one of the girls that does the videos on YouTube, and she did like 54 videos last month, and she got paid $0 from YouTube, even though she's monetized. After the taxes they took out, and so when they took out the taxes, it put her below the $100 mark, I guess. And if you don't make over $100 with YouTube, they don't pay you.
Wow. Yeah, it's all.
And so, if you're not, and I think it's kind of like when I was looking into doing online radio, the way you would get paid from people that sponsored you and stuff, they go by how many people were listening to your show. And you also had to pay for the music. If you paid for the music, the way you paid for the music was if there was 100 people watching or listening to your radio station at the time for that during that song, you had to pay an X amount. If there was 50 people, you had to pay an X amount. So it was a different price for each thing. And I think that's similar to what they're doing with their AdSense.
Mm.
And it's just getting, I'm not monetized, not even close to being monetized, so I'm not worried about it. But I think a lot of people are counting on that money, and they're not going to get what they think they're going to get. Let's put it that way. Because you have to have a lot of people listening just to get anywhere. Yeah, I follow some. Yeah. There's some big wigs out there I follow that are.
I don't. Like I said, I'll give to some needy people, but I've stopped. I was going crazy at one stage giving out super chats, but I kind of stopped. But I do see some people actually beg on here to give them money, but I'm against that. I'm totally against people begging on here.
Well, I think I could say yes, I absolutely agree with that, but I think since the pandemic hit, I changed my mind a little bit. But it's been going on for so long now. It's got to get straightened out somehow. But depends on where they live and how they're living, I guess, too.
No, I disagree. I see where some of them live, and no. Well, not interested. I actually had an argument with someone about that the other day, and I'm thinking, well, you're living a good life there, and it looks like you've got a nice place there, and you're begging people for money. No, sorry.
Well, that's what I mean, I guess.
If they're in a jungle where they got nothing, they're running. I've seen where there's no running water, this and that, and yeah, that's a different story. Right. They're living in shacks and stuff. That's heartbreaking. Yeah, for sure. But not when you live in a nice place and
Well, if they got internet, if they're on YouTube, they got internet. Their place isn't that bad then.
Yeah. No. Well, some of them they got a lot of problems with the signal and stuff like that. That's when they're out in the province and stuff. But no, I kind of calmed down giving out money.
Right.
I did buy someone a birthday present the other day, so that's kind of different. So,
well, it's like they said, you don't give homeless people money; you take them over to McDonald's and buy them a dinner.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And that they say that a lot here, and they say I've heard people say that in the Philippines. They do the same thing over there. If you want to give a homeless person something, don't give them money. Take them across the street to the restaurant or whatever and buy them a dinner.
Mm. I'm planning for that. That's your point.
I don't know. They're talking their language, and I don't need like a translator button on these things, so these girls can't talk about us behind our backs, Jack.
Oh, a few do. Don't worry about that. There's a few that do.
Spime's always talking about us behind our back.
Yeah.
She comes here so I can give her a hard time.
Yeah.
But other than that, what else you got going on down there?
Oh, we're still in lockdown.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, we had some big protests yesterday, some freedom marches and stuff, and
Yeah.
but
I know up here they're
Look,
talking
that's-
about it again.
yeah, I did see the story this morning that there's been spikes, this and spike. It's never going to end, mate. Never going.
Yeah.
You got to learn to live with it. It's never going to end. But what I'm pretty pissed off about is that they've passed it so that they're going to give the vaccine to kids, or younger kids, which I'm totally against. I mean, I'm against the vaccine, by the way, but I'm not going to get into that. But they're going to give it. They passed it so they can give it to 12 to 16-year-olds, which is ridiculous. If this so-called bug is knocking out the elderly and all that sort of stuff, why would they want to give it to young kids? I don't. Like I said, I got my views about it, but
Yeah.
But everything's we're the lockdown city of the world. This is our 5th lockdown.
Wow.
We've been locked down. I think someone did a calculation in the last year, or year and a half. We've been locked down 260 something days.
Wow.
That's a lot of days. That's a lot of days, mate.
Yeah, it is. I know they're talking about that variant over here. They said it's really hitting hard in Florida and a couple other states, but they're picking up the, certain states that were open early and stuff.
Yeah, but my question is though, Scotty, is they don't give you the exact figures of how many people have died of the vaccine. Now, I get links sent to me and stuff. I know there's some sort of lawsuit going on in Anaheim with the fudge figures of how many people have actually died of the vaccine. So I get some interesting information.
Yeah, I've seen some interesting videos from back even last April and May, not too long after this started. So I can't mention them on here, of course, but
No.
I've seen some interesting videos that showed opposite of what was really going on.
Yeah, I don't look. Like I said, I have my views. I know all about Bill Gates and what his agenda is, and it's just a lot of people are waking up, though. I'll tell you, especially here, a lot of people are waking up.
Well, and everybody's getting tired of it too. I mean, locking down this state again, and for 13 cases is just insanity. It's insanity. well, they have to go and take the vaccine shot, and then they say, well, but you can't.
Well, that's what they're pushing. That's what they're pushing. That's why they're locking us down. They're pushing it all the time. Well, that's what they want. Apparently, I saw a graph of the percentages of countries who've been fully vaccinated, which is 2 shots. And here, these politicians are just puppets, but they put out a figure that they want 80% of the country vaccinated. That's impossible. That's completely impossible. Right? Because not everyone wants the vax. That's impossible.
Well, the problem is, like, after I got my vax, I got the Pfizer, After I got my
Yeah.
second shot, I still had to wear a mask. It's like, why?
Yeah, well, so that's exactly right. So you got to kind of, well, they're saying even if you're fully vaxxed, you can still get it. I mean, come on.
Well, this new
Yeah.
variant, they said Pfizer's only about 25% again can fight it.
Mate, look, they're going to come out with so many different variants. It's ridiculous. They'll go from one to another to another to another. That's what they did, right?
Right.
They just putting fear in people. It's all about control at the end of the day. Anyway,
I hope
I'm
not.
not
You know,
gonna
I really hope not. I hope we're kind of wrong on that. I mean,
nope.
it's
It's a
disturbing to
fact.
think. It's disturbing to think your government would do that to you, unless you lived in China, I guess.
Yes, thank you very much, Judy. See, that's exactly and that's fully vaxxed though, Judy. That's fully done. And to top it off, what I don't understand, I'm just going to say my last bit on this, but we've been in lockdown, like I said, to over 260 days here. Now we're in our fifth lockdown. We can't go out. We can only do exercise, go get food. That's it. Now, just say for example, I was fully vaccinated and I still had to wear a mask, I'd be in an uproar. You're in a lockdown. People that are vaccinated has to go by the same rules, right? They're not
Right.
law, they're rules. They're rules,
Right.
not law,
Right.
right?
Right.
So why can't they go out? Because they're fully vaccinated and just live a normal life while people that aren't stay locked in. You see, it doesn't make sense to me.
And
It all doesn't make sense.
I just read, was it the governor of Texas, I believe, is blaming all the people that didn't get the vaccine for all
That's what
this
they're all
that's going on
saying.
now.
Yeah, but they all got the same script because that's what they're saying here. They've
Yeah.
all got the same script. Get the voice. So what is it? Well, someone did come, so these so-called medical health experts who are politicians, who aren't medical health experts, come up with absolute.
Have a good day,
rubbish.
Supine.
I will eat my breakfast now. You guys take care. Have a great one. See you later. Good to see you, Supine, darling. Don't know why she's wearing a tiara in that thumbnail there. She thinks she's a princess, does she?
She's
Mate,
got that. She's got that on all of her pictures.
I'll tell you what, that woman there, and I've told her a few times, has the whitest teeth I've ever seen on anyone.
Oh yeah.
My husband got vaccinated because he's out in the work field amongst a lot of people, but he still wears his mask and is just as cautious now as before he was vaxxed. Yeah.
Yeah, that new variant is pretty bad.
I've never worn one, Judy. I've got an exemption, so I don't wear them. And
What's the
trust
name
me,
of that
people,
new variant? I can't think of the name of it, but it sounds like it's pretty rough. Huh?
Delta.
Yeah,
variant.
Delta.
Yeah. They'll pull Delta. They'll put all these different. They'll go from one to another. That's what they've been doing.
Right.
How many variants are there? You know.
Well, that's the thing. They said this one's worse than any of them. So then the one after Delta is going to be worse than Delta, I guess. So.
Well, there you go. There you go. So we've lived with the flu for how many years?
Yeah, many years.
So what happened to the flu when this came in? The flu vanished. Here it did. No one died of the flu here. Zero in a year.
Yeah, same here.
Right.
Same
so
here.
what happened to the flu? Just kind of disappeared like that?
No, it was still the flu. They just called it something else.
Correct. I won't get to that. For me, it's not. I'm with you, Judy. You know, but I believe what's going on, especially in some countries. Hi, DJ Kath. I do believe what's going on in some countries is.
Hello, DJ. How are you?
I think in the Philippines, if you don't, correct me if I'm wrong, but I've heard it a few times. But in the Philippines, if you don't take the jab, you go to jail. So to me, that's completely medical martial law, and that's where it's heading here. It'll be medical martial law.
You know, and you don't hear nothing about. You would think you'd hear more about that in China. martial law
Oh
like that.
no, China's the country that's laughing out of all this, because they're practically controlling the whole world economy.
Yeah, I mean and I haven't heard anything about. You would think they'd have more trouble getting people to get the shots over there and causing trouble. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And I haven't
no,
heard nothing, even with this new variant.
they're gone along quietly after all this started. They had a big 2 week thing when it started over there, and then everything just went quiet.
Are you feeling better, DJ
countries,
Cass?
some countries can get away with doing that. Yeah, that's right, Judy. Spot on.
Well, and then they're threatening that, well, you won't be able to fly unless you get the vaccine.
Yeah, here they're talking about a vaccine passport. I mean, that's just craziness.
Same here.
In Russia, I do believe that you don't get the vaccine, you don't buy food. Vietnam, I did see something in Vietnam is on the similar sort of lines. So it's going to come down that if you haven't got a number of what the vaccine, the jab, I don't like to say vaccine, the jab, you probably get a number or whatever date you got it. It's going to come down to that where you won't be able to. Well, here they're actually saying about entertainment and sporting events. If you don't have the jab, you won't be able to enter any of those events. So it's on that track.
I haven't heard that, but
here they have. Yeah,
it's I got that card because I did get the vax. I mean, veteran called me up, so we got shots at some time, whatever. Because I figured as many shots as they stuck me with when I was in the service, I didn't die from any of those. So I don't know. I don't see what they'd get out of it, I guess, as far as maybe trying to kill people off and bring down the population. I don't know if that's their way of doing it.
Well, I'll talk to Bill Gates about that one.
After this recent variant, another one will pop up, so I can't say everything. Yeah.
They're just making all this up. They're just making all this up. They're just going from one thing to another.
Well, I'm not making up, but it's like the flu. Every year the flu changed, and that's why you don't get the flu shot until later in the year because they have to wait and see what kind of flu variant was out at the time. And actually they would wait to see, I think it was in either South America or Africa, and see what the flu variant was down there, and then that's the vaccine they'd make for what kind of flu it was. So it's the same, in a way it's the same thing. It's just going to be a different variant every time.
I have a very close friend of mine who's out of New York. She works, I'm not going to say her name or anything, but she's on YouTube, but she comments on my food channel, but she's works for a very big hospital in New York. And even she's told me that this is all experimental. So, it doesn't take 6 months to make something pop up like that. It takes 10 years to make vaccines. Think about it. So what she said is absolutely spot on. This is all a trial on humans.
Well,
and it's not, and it is. It's a trial on humans, and people are dying. They won't. The MSN won't tell you that though. They'll tell you one or two here or there, like we've had here.
You mean from the vaccine they're dying?
Yeah. Oh yeah. They won't tell you the actual figures. They'll never will. But I saw that. That poor 13-year-old boy, I think he took the, which one was it? The AstraZeneca or whatever it was. I mean, what sort of parents would give their child that age a vaccine? I mean, come on. And he ended up dying. 13 years old.
Yeah.
The parents are more responsible for that sort of thing. But if they're going to pass it here, that 12 to 16-year-olds get the jab, well, there's something really wrong with this world, I'll tell you.
I don't know if they're doing that here in the United States or not. I've heard them talk about it, but I don't know if they're already giving them shots or not.
Yeah, the health minister here came out yesterday, and they're going to be passing it through. So, I mean, it's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
These politicians are medical experts, you know.
But, and I agree. I think maybe it's a tiny bit more deadlier than the flu that we're used to, but it's the same similarities that.
Everyone's got corona. There's, I think, 7 threads of it. Everyone's got it.
Yeah.
It's what it is. Cold, flu, whatever. But it's just
right. Whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. They just made it out to be one of these.
They probably got mad that nobody was taking the flu shots anymore.
Well, I get phone calls from my doctor for the flu shot, and I never take it. You know, I never take it. But you see, I'm prone to. They actually rang me for the jab as well.
Right.
And my doctor should know that I'm prone to blood clots because I've had 3, right?
Oh.
So yeah, if you're going to give me what is it, the AstraZeneca, which is what they've got, you know, or you want to give me a blood clot that's going to kill me? No thanks. I'd rather die naturally than die with poison in my body.
Yeah, I understand. I don't have a problem either way, honestly.
Yeah,
I hadn't planned on taking it until the Veterans Hospital called me. I said,
but if you're 100%, if you're 100% healthy, you don't need it. You don't need to take it.
Yeah. Well, I'm not 100%, but it's not that bad of a problem. Just little things here and there as you get older. Things pick up. But I had got the virus February, end of January, last week of January, the first year that before they even locked down everything. So I knew it was in my body, which is kind of a good thing. I survived it for 2 weeks, week and a half, however long it took, and so I knew I had it in my body. So they say it's like the flu. If you get it and you can fight it off yourself, then your body's already used to fighting it off. So, and I took my father for Johnson & Johnson. The doctor pretty much made it mandatory. He said that his insurance could be canceled. Really? Wow. I don't think they can do that, can they?
No, they can do anything these days, mate.
Yeah.
Don't worry about that. They can do anything these days.
A medical professional told me that the reason the vax was made so quickly is because they got the funding for it so fast. The reason why vax takes 10 years is to be approved is because it's not enough funding.
I don't.
I don't.
Yeah, but it's okay. It's okay for It's okay for big pharma, which make billions and billions, and they're making billions out of this anyway. But they made sure that when they brought out all the vaxxers, that they were going to put down that they're not going to be responsible for anything that happens to you. They were smart what they did.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember hearing about that. But I can't imagine they're going to cancel his insurance because he won't get it.
Pretty much made it mandatory. He said that his insurance could be. So this is ridiculous.
Yeah,
this is ridiculous. Obviously I've got specialists that I see. I've got 2 doctors that I see. I've asked both doctors that I saw, and I asked them about this, what's going on in this world. And they both gave me the same answer, which I wasn't really surprised, but they both gave me the same answer, and they said it's political.
Well, they say Kennedy was killed because he wouldn't go to Vietnam, and he lost money for a lot of companies. And could it be something similar to that because nobody was taking a flu shot, that these medical companies was not making money off it? So
Captain Billy. I'll call you Captain Billy, even though you've got the same name as me. But I would investigate that, because I don't think the doctor has the right to make something mandate. He can't do it. It's got to come from the so-called health experts. It's got to go through them, not through your doctor. Your doctor does not make those decisions.
Well, he says his father is a retired government mailman. He has to deal with CVS, which sucks by itself. He has to do what the government says or lose his insurance.
This is absolutely insane. It's insanity what's going on.
Yeah.
Insane. Completely insane.
Well, the whole world's gone crazy.
Of course it is. This is exactly the elite hit the jackpot with this one, mate. They failed with everything else, but I'll tell you what, they certainly hit the jackpot with this.
Yeah. I don't know why they wanted this, but there's got to be a reason they wanted it for something.
Oh, it's control. To populise the world. There's too many people in the world. They've been saying it for years and years, and you just go listen to Bill Gates. He even says it in his seminars. He says it.
Yeah, I've heard about it. I haven't read anything on it, but I've heard.
No, he's gone out and done seminars in different countries, and he says he wants to vaccinate the world and cut the population of the world. It's right in. They put it in your face, in other words, right? But people say, "Oh, it's all conspiracy theory." No, it's not conspiracy theory, because it's coming out of his mouth, and he's part of the club. He's a billionaire, right?
Right.
And he's a nerd. He was a computer nerd. This bloke. Hey, what does he know about health?
Yeah. Well, when you got money, everybody
You can do
listens.
whatever. When you got money, you can do whatever you want.
That's the way the United States is, anyway. I don't know about the other countries, but doesn't
Anyway,
make any sense.
I've got to step down because I'm going to go and have some lunch and stuff. And
Sounds good. Yeah, I've been going for quite a while anyway, so.
but thanks for having me up on the. I saw the notification came up yesterday.
Well, I appreciate you coming up.
Thanks for. One day I might come up and play some guitar up here.
Well, Judy says, I think life as we know it before the pandemic is over will never be the same again. I don't trust our government at all.
I'm totally with you, Judy. I'm 100% behind that. That's exactly right, because there's a thing that the Masons go by, divide and conquer, and order out of chaos. And I remember Bush Jr., when he was in power, he actually said it. Where there's order, there's chaos. Chaos, there's order. They put it out there. They put it in your face. I totally agree, Judy. 42 years he's delivered mail through knee-deep snow. Now he jumps through hoops to keep his government insurance. I call bullshit, but he's too ill for me to fight it now. It's just unbelievable.
Yeah, that is.
That's crazy.
Oh, the post office here is screwed up anyway.
You got to stop drinking that poison in your hand too, mate.
What's that?
Whatever. Like, are you drinking Coca-Cola? What is that stuff?
No, it's root beer.
Oh, root beer, is it?
I drink it because it doesn't have caffeine in it.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I drink maybe one pop every few days. I just get a taste for it, so I'll drink one. I don't hardly drink any. I drink flavored water.
Don't start me on the Clintons. Don't start me on the Clintons. Anyway, I'm going to step down. Nice to see everybody. Everybody in chat. Have a good day, night, wherever you are. Thank you, Scotty, and I'll see you all later.
All right, thank you, Jack.
Thanks for having me on.
Yep.
Thank you. Yeah, check out some food. There's plenty there.
I'll learn how to cook.
If you're hungry, go over there. You'll be right, mate.
Yeah, I'll learn how to cook. Do you cook? Are you going to start showing how to cook in the microwave a little bit?
Yeah. I'll cook you a mac and cheese in the microwave, and I'll set the timer to 1 minute. I'll see you later, Scotty. Good to see you.
All right,
brother.
thanks, Jack. Bye.
See you, mate. Bye.
Alrighty. All right, guys, I guess I'm going to shut this down. I've been going for 2.5 hours. Judy, again, thank you very much. Captain Billy Jack, thank you very much. Pine, thank you very much. I'm going to go through this because that's just the way I am. DJ Kath, thank you for stopping in. I know you're not feeling good. Thank you for stopping by after your live stream. Nick Bomb, thank you for stopping in. Very much appreciated. Let's see here. Ira, thank you for coming in. I know your internet sucks right now because of the weather over there and everything. And of course, Jack, the guitarist, thank you for coming up on the panel. Thank you for being here. And I really absolutely appreciate it very much. Robert N., thank you for being here. I know you're working tonight. Thanks for stopping in. I always try to do this because I forget people. S. Wrong TV, thank you for coming in. I appreciate it. I think Halfwit was here earlier. I believe Halfwit, thank you for stopping in. Anyway, guys, yeah, it's been 2.5 hours, so I'm going to hang up the show. I really, really appreciate any of you to stop by. God bless y'all. Oh, the Kingly Way. Thank you, King. Yeah, I'm sorry, buddy. I'm trying to remember. I don't know how you guys remember when you have that many that you guys have. So, King, yeah, thanks for stopping in. Absolutely appreciate it, bud. I hope you're doing well over in there in South Korea. And where you don't have to leave tips. Uh-oh. My phone is picking up my voice. So, thanks, guys. We'll see you next time on the Scotty B Show. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Okay, share, whatever it is you do. I'm getting tired. Thanks again, everybody. We'll see you next time.